Hi everyone, so today we're going to solve a question maximum area of pieces of cake after horizontal and vertical cuts. So in this question we are given height and width of the cake. So for example, this is like one example. In this they have given us height equals to 5 and width equals to 4. So this is height 5 and this is width 4. Now they have mentioned that they have taken a knife and they have cut it at this positions. So they have cut it at 1 unit, then at 2 unit, then at 4 unit. So these are horizontal cuts. They have also as well as cut it vertically. So they have also cut at 1 and 3 in vertical position. Now they are asking us that what could be the maximum area enclosed in between these horizontal and vertical cuts after cutting after doing all of these cuts. What could be the maximum area of this piece that we can obtain? Okay, so to solve this question, one thing we should know for certain is that let's say my cake has a width like this, or let's say my cake is like this. Okay, so whenever I am putting a vertical cut, let's talk about vertical cut for now. So this is a vertical cut, and let's say I've cutted another vertical cut somewhere here. Okay, so the thing about vertical cut is that vertical cut is uniform from top to bottom. So vertical cut is not something like that we have cut only this much portion of cake. We will cut the whole cake from top to bottom. So this is a vertical cut. So to find area we need two things. So cut we are getting by vertical, and cut we will get by horizontal cut. Okay, so for that, to maximize the area, we know that this should be maximum. Cut this is not the cut, this is like the distance between both the cuts. Okay, so this is the distance between both the vertical cuts, and this is the distance between both the horizontal cuts, or I can say the consecutive vertical and consecutive horizontal cuts. So we want to maximize this. So to maximize it, we can say that these individual things should be maximized. That means that if I am able to maximize this thing and I am able to maximize this thing, I would be able to obtain the area by just multiplying both of them. So let's think of both of them individually. Now let's think of maximizing the area enclosed in between cuts by in vertical. Okay, so in this case it could be like three things. It could be either this, it could be either this, or it could be either this. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll find all of the distances by subtracting this cut from this cut, and similarly this cut from this or this position from this position, and this position from this position, and we will take the maximum distance. So if we talk about example, so let's say we have an example 1 2 4, 1 2 4. So what I'm saying is, in this example 1 2 and 4, these are horizontal cuts. There is one more thing, that we can also assume that we have a cut at position 5 and we have a cut at position 0. That will not change the answer, but that will help us to solve this question more easily. Okay, why I am saying this, why we are taking more cuts? Okay, so we'll talk about that later, but what I am saying is we'll take two more cuts, one at position 0 and one at the last position, which is 5. So we have taken two more cuts. And for vertical cuts, they are 1 3, and also we'll take at 0 and 4, 0 and 4. So if we see now, distance between consecutive horizontal and consecutive vertical cuts, this would be the maximum distance. So this is 2, and here this would be the maximum distance. This is also 2. So our answer could be 2 times 2, and our answer is actually 2 times 2. And in the second example as well, so in the second example you are clearly able to see that one answer could be this portion as well. So in this portion, 2 sides are enclosed by the border. Okay, 2 sides are enclosed by border. So what I'm saying is, let's say I have, so they have given us 1, 3 and 1. Okay, 1, 3 and 1. So this array only has an element 1. This array only has an element 1. So to find this enclosing area, we know that this would be 4 minus 1, but to do it through code, what we are assuming that we also have a cut at position 4. So we'll take it as 1, 4 and also 0, and here also 0, 1, 3 and 5. So in this, if we look carefully, this will give us 2, and this consecutive difference will also give us 2, and this consecutive difference will give us 3. Our answer could be maximum of all of these differences 2 times maximum of all of these differences 3. This difference would be 1, and this difference would be 1 as well. So maximum is 2 here and maximum is 3 here. Answer would be 6. Answer is 6. Okay, so now let's code it. One more thing that we should care of is they have given us, we have to return the modulo of 10 to the power 9 plus 7. So this thing we should take care of. So wait 1 second, let me take modulo. So this is 10 to the power 9 plus 7. Okay, so now let's do one thing. Now let's initially add 0 and the 5 value. So 0 value and the height value into our horizontal cut, and 0 value and the width value into our vertical cut. So what I'm saying is horizontal, let's change the name of these as well. So let's take it as A and let's take it as B, because those names were very big. So just to simplify it, we'll change the name as well. So A dot push back 0. Similarly, B dot push back 0 as well. A dot push back. So A is A is storing the horizontal cuts. So in A we have added 0. We will also add the height as well, because we are assuming at height also that we have a cut. So we'll add H at A dot push back here, and also while pushing back at B we are going to push W, because this is vertical and we are going to push W. We have done this. Now we will store the maximum possible differences in horizontal of consecutive elements in horizontal and vertical. So to do that, we should also do one more thing. We should sort them firstly. So A dot sort, sort A dot begin, comma A dot end. Similarly, sort B dot begin, comma B dot end. We have sorted them. Now we are making a variable maximum of A, comma maximum of A, which will be 0, and let's make another variable here only, maximum of B, which is also equals to 0. Let's do one more thing. Because that we have been given that answer could be very large and we have to take modulo, that's why here only we will do one thing. We will make them long end. Why we are doing that? Because at the end, if both of these are long elements and we multiply them, those will that answer will not get out of the integer range. That will stay inside the long int range, and after that we are just going to take the modulo. So that's why we are giving them very large value. Okay, so now we are going to run a loop for int I equals to 0. I should be less than A dot size minus 1 and plus plus I. So what we will do inside the loop, we will say that maximum of A equals to maximum of A comma A of I plus 1 minus A of I. Also we have to do one more thing, A of I plus 1 comma A of I, we have to also write long int here as well. So what we are doing in this line we are saying that we are storing our maximum int A, like our maximum A variable somewhere. Okay, so let me show it to you through an example. So let's say we have this example. In this, initially we are assuming that our maximum A variable is equals to 0. Now we will subtract these two values, this is going to give us 1. So I am saying that maximum A variable could be maximum of 1 comma 1, sorry 0 comma 1. So this will become 1. After that, when we go here, this will become 2. So maximum of A would be maximum of 1 comma 2, that will become 2. Similarly, it will go on till the end of the elements. So this is what we are doing here. After this, we are going to run another for loop, int j equals to 0, j should be less than, sorry, let's not take it j, let's take it I only, I. Int I equals to 0, I should be less than b, and increment of I, b dot size minus 1. Now we can say that maximum of b equals to maximum of b comma long int b of I plus 1 minus b of I. So this has been done. After, at the end, we are just going to return and in this let's just also explicitly typecast long int such that it doesn't cause any error. And here what we are going to do is we are going to say maximum of A times maximum of B, and at the end we are going to take our modulo, and while taking modulo we'll use this value. You can write it at your own as well, because like this is 10 to the power 9 plus 7. You can either write it, or you can write something like this as well, power 10 comma 9 plus 7. You can write this as well, but I'm like using the value only. So this is like done. Now let's run it, see that we have done any error or not. No, this is fine. So you can see that I have gotten some runtime errors as well. So those were because of the fact of like this long integer thing, that I was not taking the maximum A and maximum B as long integer. That's why this value was like going out of the integer range, and I was getting an error of integer overflow error. So to not cause that error, we are just taking long integer here only. Okay, so this is it. I hope you have learned something new, and if you have any doubt, please write it in the comments. And you have watched till now, and you also have liked the video, so that's well and good. Okay, so see you in the next one.